दादी वीडियो बंद करो मैं स्टार्ट करूँ
मम्मी अंदर जाओ बेटा तुम बना के जाओ ये चाहिए अंदर जाओ बेटा हेलो
Okay, let's begin. So, hi guys, I'm Fatma Merchant and I'm the host for today. And we're here with our episode 3 of Behind the Scenes. So, before we get into that, let me give you all a brief introduction about our company, Sports Management Taiki. So, Sports Management Taiki is roughly formed around 3 months back, and we at Sports Management Taiki strive towards developing the right mindset of development for sports at the corporate as well as the grassroots level. Behind the scenes is a sports management event with the aim to create and spread awareness regarding the management side of the sports. It is important that people know about sports management because that's the reason why the sport exists, right? So let me introduce our guest for today. Our guest for today is Siddharth Sabapathy, co-founder of a popular community-based youth football league at the age of 17 called the Ville Pahle Premier League, which was conducted over a span of 7 years, co-founder of a football academy named Sporco Sports Academy LLP, which has 8 plus centers across Mumbai and trains over 400 plus budding footballers as well as a licensed coach. He was also the general manager of Ahmedabad Defenders, a pro volleyball league franchisee. While talking about his success will always be less. So let's call the man himself without wasting any time. So we'll have Siddharth joining us shortly. Connecting with Siddharth. Hi Siddharth.
Hello, hi. I think there is some problem. I'll send you a request again.
Okay, regarding what? I mean, uh, you're facing some issues. Just can you hear me, Siddharth?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I don't know. There's some problem with the video. I'm just trying to get that sorted. Because
Okay.
it's okay. Yeah, I'm just. I think I'll have to resend. Can you see me? I mean, am I visible?
Yes.
No,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes. You're visible,
Yeah,
you're
I'm
audible.
visible.
Yes, everything's perfect.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay, I'm actually not visible to myself. So I got confused. All right. Okay.
Okay, it's all right. So,
I don't know.
I
Maybe
didn't
there is
mention
some
this.
glitch. Yeah.
It's all right. So, I didn't mention this one thing that you also have gotten, I believe, your diploma, ITK Lipstick Sports Management Diploma, right?
Correct.
And
Correct. Correct. Correct.
also DOSB German Olympic Committee Sports Manager License.
Correct. Correct. You're right. Yeah, I think first of all,
Yeah,
Fatima, thank you for that lovely introduction. It's absolutely fine that you missed that. It's fine. I mean, thankful to
no,
Taiki
it's
for
very
inviting
important.
me. No,
Yeah,
that's
it's
that's
lovely
absolutely
having
fine. I mean, same here.
you.
It's a
Yeah.
pleasure's all mine as well. Yeah. Uh,
So, tell us, how
so
are you doing? in this lockdown?
All good. Pandemic's been different. Nobody expected the corona pandemic to hit sports so badly, and I
True.
mean it's been a different experience for everyone who's into the sport. And yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's all. Just hoping sports starts sooner. That's my hope for grassroots. And let's hope to get onto the field. Yeah. How are you?
Yeah,
How is
true.
our things at sports management Taiki
At my
going on?
oh, sports management IK, great. I mean, we're trying to get to people and inspiring people, and you all are helping us inspire people. So it's going really great so far.
Thank you. That's really nice of you to say so. Okay. All right.
Uh, okay. So we'll start with the interview.
Sure. All good.
Okay. So, Siddharth, tell us your experience as a sports player about your
So,
journey.
yeah. So, as a sports player, I played football, but I played only mostly for recreational. I never aspired to take it to a professional level. My ambition was always to play, for fun, for enjoyment of the sport. And that's why I played it. Honestly, I always wanted to create something for the players, the grassroots players. And that's how I could start off with my own community football league called the Vilepale Premier League. So when I
Yeah.
started the league, my intention behind that was basically because I saw a lot of 17, 18-year-olds, they were not playing much tournaments, and there was nothing that was very systematic. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to create something that is structured, based, systematic. Some clubs come and scout players. There's something that happens at a grassroots level which the kids, look forward to, the players look forward to.
Yeah.
And that's how I created a community league, my own academy going forward, and all of those things. So, as I said, as a player, I may have limited experience, but in terms of management, I've gained over the years. I've understood how the grassroots sport works, and because I played initially when I was in school and maybe in college, it kind of got me into the sport, especially football. And from there, one thing led to another, and then the league started. The Vilepale Premier League started. That led to start of my own academy. So yeah, it's been a difficult journey, but I've enjoyed it. It's had a lot of bumpy rides, but yeah, I mean, which
Yeah.
journey doesn't have bumpy rides? So at the end of the day, I've enjoyed the journey.
True. So, you know what? Hello. I think we're facing some network issue. Siddharth, guys, we're facing some difficulties with the network. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I've been rechecking uh, uh, over and over again. I don't know why this is happening. Am I
Yeah.
audible? Am I visible?
Yes. 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 Everything's perfect.
Oh, okay. I really don't know why this is happening. I've done several Insta lives, but this is the first time something like this is happening. So sorry
It's
for
all
that.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all right.
All right.
Okay. So tell us about, some of the challenges that you faced. Like, did you have to convince your family or anything like that to
Yeah, I
take up
mean,
this?
yeah, I mean, my parents have been a great support for allowing me to get into the sport. I mean, initially, of course, like every parent in India is, they were reluctant, towards me for working in sport, or saying that probably sport is not the field that you should look into. You should look into something conventional, maybe do a CA or engineering or something like that. But in the end, when I started to do good work in sport, and they kind of started to understand that I was doing good work in sport, the support was always there. And from my family, especially my dad, my mom, and also from my friends as well. They always supported me in whatever I did. And as I progressed along, I got a lot of support from a lot of stakeholders of the sport. They really applauded or appreciated the work I did in sport. And of course, that was a big thing for me, because a lot of people who are part of the association body or part of different sports management companies appreciated the work we were doing as an academy, as a club in football. And it felt nice. Also, the players who were part of our academy also kind of supported that. And you saw that there was a 360-degree support from all angles. And for me, that
Yeah.
was really great, personally.
Yeah. So this is about the management side, but what if you had to be in the sports as itself? Like, if you were not on the management side, but as a sports player, do you think you would receive the same
Okay.
kind of support?
So, see, honestly speaking, regarding sports players, I believe that, slow and steadily we are building a culture in India for sport. We as a country lack the culture for sport, which is building over the last few years, especially for a sport other than cricket. Cricket's always been the numero uno sport in India. Always cricket's got a lot of support, but other than cricket, we've not seen much support for other sports, especially games like football or hockey or tennis or badminton. You know, Now it's changing over the few last years' time. So it's changing. So I
Yeah.
think once the culture sets in, you will see a lot more support towards players, a lot more acceptance towards youngsters taking up sports as a career, as a professional player. And also, maybe I think in the long run, we'll also see a lot more excellent schools and a lot more center of excellences coming in. The government's doing great work, especially sports authorities all across India are doing fantastic work. So it will take time. And I mean, I would say if it's a cricket match or if it's a football match, we are right now in the first half. So we have to wait for
Yeah.
the second half to come in. So it's going to take time, but we are all in this together. We are all trying our best. We're all doing our bit. So I think once and everybody does their bit honestly, ethically, I'm pretty sure and pretty confident that for players also this would become very lucrative as a career. Other than those
Yeah.
who don't play cricket, I'm pretty sure IPL and ISL also has come in, which is a great thing for Indian sport. We've seen so many
Hmm.
franchisee leagues coming in. One such franchisee
Yeah.
league I got to work with was the Pro Volleyball League. So that was another great experience for a lot of volleyball players, the upcoming volleyball players. So I think it will take time, but for sure we are going in the right direction.
True. That's rightly put. So what kind of changes have come about in your life when you joined the sports industry?
So I mean, huge. Obviously, for me, when I joined the sport industry, it was around 6, 7 years ago. It was again emerging. Still, I mean, you must be knowing, of course, even today, we don't know the right direction, the right pathway. We are still figuring out as a country, in this, especially in grassroots sports. So 6, 7 years ago, it was even more difficult. I didn't really know how to go about it. So again, a lot of changes, for me, my schedule for that matter, when you're in sports, when you're doing events, when you're doing activities, meets, there could be possibilities where you spend the night at the venue, you get up next day morning once
Yeah.
again, you're not able to balance your personal and professional life. So that, a lot of things keep happening. And, again, it's very tough. Again, you have to have that sort of patience on the field. Like if you're a football player, you always have patience on the field. Likewise, even off the field, you need that patience. So all those changes started to come in. Obviously, I used to lose my temper a bit in the start, but of course, over the years, I understood, being patient, being calm is a part of management, and all
Yeah,
those things
true.
help. So these were some changes. These were some things that came across in my life when I joined sports.
Wow. Okay. So, as a manager and an owner, like, can you share some of your interesting moments and experiences in the sports industry?
Sure. I mean, I've had quite a few experiences. One such experience I would like to share with our viewers out here who joined us is especially my experience with Ahmedabad Defenders in the Pro Volleyball League. So this was in the first season of the Pro Volleyball League, and it was the first ever international league for volleyball, where you had which was telecasted live on Sony, and I was representing Ahmedabad Defenders as part of their management team. And was a tough experience, especially in Kochi. We were playing against Kochi, the first game of Ahmedabad Defenders, if I'm not wrong, first or the second game. I don't recollect now. And Kochi ki jo crowd hai, it's very vociferous. They're always at it.
Yes.
They're shouting, they're cheering, and a lot of things happening on the ground. And 2 days prior to the match, my owner always knew about the fact that playing against Kochi, you need support. I mean, Kochi is a team that's going to be coming up on you. Our players may probably feel demotivated. So my owner especially told me that, Siddharth, figure out a way. You and your team, I had a good team there. 4, 5 people were part of my team, and he said, figure out a way whereby we could get some support for our team. I said, okay. So we reached out to the Gujarati community in Kerala, in Kochi, and fortunately, we were able to get them to the stadium. And at one point of the match, you wouldn't really believe, the Gujarati community of Kerala were more vociferous than the Malayali community in Kerala. And I'm
Oh
from
my
I'm
god.
from Kerala also, but at the end of the day, for me, that I felt really nice to see that because I felt it was a great achievement for me to having done that. And though we lost the game at the end to Kochi, but the players and the management were very thrilled, with the fact that we
True.
could get some sort of support, and that also showed that sport has culture everywhere.
Exactly.
India, that's what it showed. And also when I organized Vile Parle Premier League, a lot of experiences. We were quite young. We were all college going students at that time, and a lot of experiences there also in terms of financial management or operations or marketing and talking to sponsors and all those things. Cold calling sponsors up. Maybe you used to have the phone shut. Uh, Banged, when you're talking to them, you got a very, very positive response. So a lot of things,
Yeah.
but for me, those all experiences help to shape me, and I'm still learning. For every day, for me, it's learning. It's a new learning that I've.
True. I mean, how supportive people are, like, in India itself, I mean, Kochi and stuff. Like you said, the experience. That's really lovely to know that, like sports is there, like it's alive. So that's really lovely. So, why do you think that sports in our country lacks the development, Because in USA and places like that, it's pretty good. So why do you think in India it lacks the development?
See, honestly, I feel that uh, we are lacking development in a way, yes, but very honestly, I would say that we are going in the right direction. As I said, it's a process. It's a long-term process. The US started it early, England started it early. I know countries like that started it early. We've been late. We've been late to catch the train, and now we finally
Yeah,
caught it. So I mean, we are still on the progressive. We are still on the process. So it will take time. I know we have to give it
yeah,
that time. One more big thing, as I said, is you know regardless of your age, regardless of your gender, of your caste, your creed, whatever, every person, in US or in UK or in Germany or wherever, they play. They play. I mean, just for fun, just for recreation. So there is a huge, huge culture for sport. For us,
true.
often we see that, most of the parents often tell their kids who have crossed 15 or 20, तुम बच्चे नहीं रहे, अभी खेलना बंद करो. खेल कूद तभी करनी थी जब तुम बच्चे हो. So that is something that's got to change. You know, खेलना कोई भी उम्र में is allowed. You could play at any age. It's not that you need to only play when you were younger, you're 12, you're 15. You could play as a 30-year-old, you could play as a 70-year-old. It doesn't matter. You can
True.
choose any sport. That's what it is. And one of those websites that I know of, they came up with a very interesting tagline. They said, it's time to throw away the gadgets and it's time to pick up the rackets. So I mean, that was a very inspiring one of those upcoming sports websites, and that's what it is, right? We have to build, and every child just needs to come and play. It doesn't matter whether he becomes Sunil Chetri or Sanjay Singhan or Messi or Ronaldo. All it matters is whether he loves to play the sport, and if he does love playing the sport, and then you will surely have him going to the stadium, and all those things happening. If you see, just for an example, I would like to tell you is, say the cricket sport. Before 1983, you had cricket never picking off to that level, which is right now. So when India used to do
Yeah,
well before 1983 under Ajit Wadikar and Pataudi and all those kind of top players who played for India at that time, cricket was still not considered the biggest sport in India. Hockey was there, football was there to a certain extent. But 1983, when India won the World Cup, there was a big paradigm shift to cricket. A lot of people started to play cricket because of Kapil Dev and the fact that we won against England at Lords, sorry, against West Indies at Lords, and winning in England. And that's what it is, right? I mean, today, very honestly, what I see is that culture. came across after that. So that's why more people started to play. If of course we start to get more results, Sindhu and Nehwal are a great example. They got results in the Olympic Games, in the Commonwealth Games, in the Asian Games, in the Badminton Championship. And today we see so many youngsters picking up the racket. So results also play a big role. And if our national football team
Yeah.
also starts winning on a regular basis, we'll see more players coming up and start playing. So that's how we develop as a country.
True, true. That's so true. Like, this, somebody has, asked a question. I think we should pick that up because I think it will help.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
So, Jyoti here says that, can schools reducing academics and increasing sports help the process? What are your views on that?
Yeah, it's a very good question, first of all. See, I think the new academic syllabus that is coming up is probably going to be looking into that thing, right? I think
Okay.
that will bring about a big change. See, again, marks for sports should come in at some point because that was very, very vital. Then you will see more parents kind of encouraging their children to play. जो अभी नहीं हो रहा है.
True.
Not all parents. I
Yeah.
mean, today it's far better than what it was previously. You would see, say, around 70, 80 parents are still very supportive. Maybe 20 odd percent अभी भी है जो who are against sport. But again, if there is school helping out uh, parents, or sorry, children, parents, having a good conversation with them, I'll tell you very frankly, I honestly feel PT sirs are very underrated in our schools. The physical education teachers.
Yes.
Often when we think
Yes.
about a PT sir, the first thing that comes to our mind is, a person who just comes out and blabbers something in grammatically wrong English. But that's not the thing, right? I mean, a PT sirs need to be given more value. They need to be inculcated. There should be more healthier conversations between the parents, students, teachers, and it has to come together. And schools also, for me, very frankly, honestly, should allocate extra classes for those who are doing well in sports so that they can cover up on their studies. It has to come together. Even tuition classes. Honestly,
True.
I've come across some examples where I have had players whom I have worked with. They've left football because the tuition teacher was not ready to shift his class or her class. And this is where I think the tuition teacher isn't wrong, but if we could have had more conversations and we could have said sports
Yeah.
and tuition both are important part, maybe we could have come on some middle ground. But oh, hua nahi. So he went back to
True.
tuition. So that is where I think personally healthier conversations need to happen. More and more
Yeah.
you need people to come together, and that will lead to a better thing between academics, football, and overall sport, any sport for that matter.
True, true. Rightly put. I mean, I think more value needs to be added to the sports part. Like even in schools, it has to start from, like we say, grassroots level. So true.
Correct.
Like, so you've been to Germany, right? So what it like you have some insights about that? Like what improvements can we make in our sports management perspective? I mean,
Uh,
can you give us some insights from your Germany when you were in
sure.
Germany?
Yeah. So again, if you see in Germany, uh, eh, people just play sports. It's amazing, regardless of their age. And I've said it again previously in my interview just a while ago. In Germany, there is this culture for sport is huge. Not just football. You'll see people playing table tennis, people playing hockey, people playing lawn tennis. That's it. I mean, they just keep playing, and if they do well, then they set an objective for themselves. If not, they just keep playing. Another thing which I saw in Germany is basically there is a lot of community-based culture. So, for example, I would say if you're a good player in Leipzig, the community respects you as a player. So
Yeah.
all these players look forward to playing because they always see that okay they are well revered in the community. For example, if you see a match, say Schalke versus Borussia Dortmund, you see Dortmund having a lot of supporters. I had a privilege to watch a game at Signal Iduna Park, which is Dortmund's home stadium. और वहाँ पे आप देखोगे तो there is this crowd that comes in, that support, that passion, fathers taking their child to a football stadium, family seating, and they feel football to be like a movie. Like how we
Wow.
as Indians go and watch a movie at a multiplex to have that experience, get a popcorn, get a cola, watch a game. Likewise, for them, sports is an experience, and they want every
Wow.
person in Germany to experience that. Regardless. I would give you an example. I watched a volleyball third division game, in that too for the under 21s women's, and it was a full house. Crazy. I mean, I never expected
Wow.
volleyball women's third division under 21 to have full house. And not just that, you could see parents selling jerseys. Parents selling jerseys, some of the parents volunteering to sell popcorns, people coming in. It's like a gala atmosphere. That's what sport has to be. It has to,
Yeah.
sport is one part, but it has to create like a get together of people, regardless of their caste, culture, whatever. That's the power which I got to know when I was in Germany. And I've often seen that, India lacks a lot of volunteering aspect, which is there in Germany. you know
Yes.
you
Yes.
you will you will see parents doubling up as referees, parents doubling up as coaches. you know that's what India requires. You need so many young volunteers to come up, and then only sport will improve. And it's a process. I mean, if you just think that, I want to come into sport, it's glamorous, there is a lot of money around it, there is a lot of moolah around it, you're not going to get anything at the end. So you
True.
need people to come volunteer, not expect much at the start, but of course, if they keep working, they'll of course get somewhere, and they will of course get paid for it. But as I said, you have to volunteer. और वो concept अभी तक नहीं है मेरे हिसाब से volunteering का, लेकिन आएगा. And we are seeing
Yeah.
that's what sports management colleges like are helping towards their volunteerism. A lot of young people now who are getting into sports management are volunteering at events,
Yes.
and that's a great experience.
True. 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 I mean, yeah. I mean, whatever you said, it's completely. I agree to it. Oh, so what are your plans? As a manager and an owner, like future plans.
Yeah, see, for us personally, when we started our academy, our organization, our plan was to ensure that having as many people to play the sport as possible, reaching out. If you have a young child who's
Yes.
never played the sport, my company or my organization should help him to play the sport. Just give him a step. It doesn't matter whether he will become the next Chetri or Jingan or Anirudh Thapa or
Yeah.
Komal Thattel or anyone. What matters is he gets to play. Then if he's good, we'll help him get the step ahead. We'll help him to get to a club. And as a club, as an academy, our ambition was always to feed teams, to help teams.
Yes.
Today I am pretty sure that an ISL franchise or a I League club would never have maybe the adequate resources at this point of time to get into every local area, every district area to make everyone play. That's our job. We're trying to get everybody play, and if they're good, then they can always join an ISL club, an ISL franchise as in the reserves team or in the youth team, and we can always give them their first step, their first
Yes.
break into the football sport or into any sport for that matter. So that's it. I mean, that's what I think personally. That's my way to go about it. As a company, that's my ambition. That's my aim. And our team, everyone in our team, also, the management team always has that same ambition. And if you see in our club,
Yeah.
we have allowed or we've given chances to every player. I mean, we've always had a lot of coaches, a lot of staff telling us, this guy is not good. Why are we playing him? Why are we giving him a chance in our second division team or in our third division team? But for us, at least he's getting to play. Is
Yes.
involved with the sport in some capacity. So as far as possible, of course, uh, uh, if you're a player who doesn't come to practice, who's not disciplined, we don't consider you. But if you're a player who's honest, who's hardworking, who wants to improve, you may not have the skill, but you have these qualities. We're always ready to give you a chance at the club. So that is
Yes.
my ambition, and of course, alongside it, we do a lot of tournaments and events. So wherever there is no structure being created, we want to support. We want to lend our support as an organization. And was recently part of the UA President League at the MDFA, Mumbai District Football Association. So we tried to create a structure there. I tried as much as possible, and it is great that the structure is created now for youth football. So likewise, I mean, I'm not really in it to, to become first as a club, to win every trophy, to put it in my cabinet. That's not our ambition. Our ambition is basically to ensure that we get as many kids to play. And we had a girls team this year in the Indian Women's League qualifiers. So we had
Wow.
uh, all our girls were belonging to Mumbai, and I'm thankful to actually Choga Bonito Freedom, who was who helped us to make that team. And we finished fourth in Maharashtra. We just missed out narrowly on qualifying for the national qualifiers, so the national league. And it was a great experience. I mean, for the girls who played, And that's what I mean. End of the day, the culture has to get built. More and more get players play, and that's why we have multiple teams in the MDFA. In wherever we put, even if we put an under-8 team, we will put 5 teams. We don't want to put only one champion team. Again,
Yes.
and we are trying our best to build every team. It's a difficult process. I mean, honestly speaking, of course, as coaches, sometimes that bias does happen. We always end up supporting one club or one under-8 top team. The other four may not get that much attention, but we're trying our best.
True.
We're trying our best to ensure that every team gets attention and everything that happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, good luck with your plans. Yeah, I mean, that's great. I mean, exactly like, the will to learn should be there, the will to play. And true, true. That motivation needs to be there. So good luck with your future plans.
Thank you.
Okay. So there's this statement, okay? Sports management has nothing to do with playing the sport, but has everything to do with how the sport is played. So what is your take on that?
Uh, okay. So I would say personally that even if you're not a good player, you can still end up being a good sports manager. And
Yes.
even if you're not a good sports manager, you could always be a good player. So there is no correlation between a player and a sports manager. Of course, what helps is very frankly, if you know about the sport well, it will help you to manage well. Obviously, that is there. But said that, there is no big correlation. So if you have never played the sport, don't worry. You can still get into the management bit of the sport. And it's not a compulsion that if you play the sport very well, you should do sports management. It's not like that. You
Yes.
can always look to make a career into professional sports. If you're not able to be successful in that, you can always switch to something regular. There is a lot of difference between playing the sport on the ground and playing and doing sports management off the ground. Where management comes into play. So as I said, for all the youngsters out there, uh, it's not as glamorous as it seems. The sporting industry. Many of the youngsters who come into the sporting industry often are, enamored or are kind of swayed away by how the IPL looks or the ISL looks or how a PKL looks, and that's why they come into the sporting industry, and then they realize, okay, there's not a PKL or ISL happening every day. You know, then they realize, okay, this is mundane work. I have to be on the computer. I have to create Excel sheets, PowerPoints and all those things, and then they realize, okay, what is this really sport? That is management. I thought I'll be on the field. I'll be watching Dhoni hit a six at the World Cup finals. But that's how sport management is. You may have Dhoni hitting a six inside the stadium, but you will be outside the stadium probably doing ticketing or
Yes.
looking at the security or the logistics bit. So that's how it is. And more sooner we understand that thing, more better it is for all the sports management students who want to get into sport. That getting into sport management is basically creating systems, developing systems for any sport, and creating a pathway for younger athletes. And it is very different from playing the sport. But said that yes, playing the sport will help you because you will get to know the sport better. And as a sportsman, you will always get to know the pain or the agony that an athlete faces, and that will help you to solve problems for an athlete. So, of course, playing the sport does matter, but it is not 100%. It's 70%, 60%. There's 40% is your management skills, is your computer skills. All those things
Yeah.
also matter.
True. That's great. Okay. So do you have apart from this, do you have anything else for the youngsters who want to join the sports management? As in, how can you convince or guide them to choose this as a career?
So personally, I will not convince anyone. Honestly speaking, I know I'm not trying to just take a word out of what you said, but I'm just saying that
Yes.
if that person is passionate about the game, and if that person really wants to work in sports, it's his decision. I've seen many
True.
people who work in sports, uh, who join sports and say after 3 years, यार मैंने गलत फैसला कर दिया. I made a wrong decision to come into sport. नहीं आना चाहिए था. शायद मैंने कुछ और करना चाहिए था. That's where I tell them that this was your decision to come into sport to make it better. Now don't regret it. You joined
Yes.
sport when you join. That's why I said, it's like how mutual funds are. You read the offer documents carefully before investing. So likewise in sport, before you join the sport, I tell to every sports management student, understand the pros and the cons both.
Fine.
Just don't
Okay.
go ahead with with the the glamorous bit of sport. Understand also the mundane aspects of sport. Understand also the part about sport where uh, there is a lot of work involved. There is a lot of planning involved. You have to work. It's not always on the field. So as a sports management fresher for any student, what I say is before you even get into now, I also see many of these young kids going out abroad, doing sports management from say UK or Germany or Belgium or wherever they go for. There are scholarship opportunities available. If you are having requisite experience, like I got a scholarship to go to Germany to study at ITK Leipzig from the German consulate, and I never knew about it, but personally now that I know about it, I want more people to know about it. There are scholarship opportunities available at Loughborough University. There are scholarship opportunities available under different schemes, for Commonwealth nations. So make use of that. Decide don't just decide haphazardly or on the spot. Don't make it an
Yeah.
impromptu decision. Where you just decide, नहीं मेरे को passion है मैं तो करने वाला हूँ sport में. That's not the right way to go about it. Personally, I would say the best way to go about it is uh, you analyze it, the pros, the cons, and then you decide to step into sport. Just don't go into it because
Hmm.
everybody's saying there is a huge scope and there is a lot of money involved and there is a lot of other things involved in it. Just don't go into it.
Yeah. That's completely true. Exactly. So, that's very great. I mean, I hope that, people get in touch with you if they have anything regarding any doubts or
Yeah, I mean,
something regarding. Yeah. So they should definitely
yeah,
approach you
absolutely.
for the. Yeah. So,
Happy to help.
Siddharth, we're done here. Sorry?
Yeah, happy to help.
Yes. Yes, that's great. So, Siddharth, we're done with our questions here. Do you have anything else to say?
Well, I think thank you, Fatima, for being a lovely host.
Okay.
Good questions from your end. And for me, I would just say that we should all look to work together as much as possible. That's how
Yes.
only sport will grow. We often see that there are a lot of times when sporting organizations are at loggerheads with each other, or football clubs are at loggerheads with each other, saying I will not let him grow. These guys are getting too big for their socks.
Yeah.
I personally feel that everybody has to come together, help each other out. That's the only way the sport will grow, especially at
True.
grassroots. And I mean, elite sport is a different ball game altogether. I mean, I will not get into that
Yes.
because that is a different thing altogether. But at grassroots, we have to work together. I mean, that's the only way. Create tournaments together, create league together. If you start your own academy, if tomorrow IQ Sports Management starts its own football academy or cricket academy, Sportco or CFCI should have a tournament. Should have matches, should have friendly games being played against your team. That's how sport will grow.
Yes.
That's how
Yes.
if we come together, then only there is a scope. Or else, just saying that I want to develop the sport or I just want to, doesn't make sense. You have to get onto the field and start working. So only I think
True.
my only small advice or guidance. Again, I'm not such a big guy to give this kind of an advice or guidance, but only advice to all those people out there is if you really want to develop the sport, just get out of your houses, go onto the field, understand the problems, come together and try to solve it. You have to understand the problems. I often see every Olympics, whenever the Olympics get played, we as Indians often say that, yeah, kya kar raha hai? Our country cannot win 1.3 billion population, only two gold medals, only one gold medal. What are we doing as a country? And then we really talk about it the next Olympics. What are we doing in that interim period between one Olympic to
Yeah.
another? That's where we have to start supporting athletes, start supporting coaches, start supporting organizations that are into the sport development in whatever way
True.
possible. I mean, you may be working at an office from 9 to 6, Monday to Friday, but maybe Saturday and Sunday on the weekends, you could probably help out that organization in whatever
Yes.
way possible. Could be monetary, could be voluntarily, could be creating structures for them, could be helping them with their accounts, whatever way possible. So my urge or my request to all those people who are watching me now is is go out and join any organization if you really want to work in sport or develop sport and see how you can add value to what they're doing. And I'm pretty sure every one of us has got some skill set, and every one of us can add value to what's happening. So that's my bit.
True.
That's my advice to every person out there who wants to get into the sport for development, regardless of age or if they're already working elsewhere.
Yeah. It was a lovely insight, Siddharth. I mean, whatever you said is totally right. Even, a little, just the just the desire to help is also so much beneficial for the sports motivation for the sports players. So that's rightly put.
Correct.
And thank you so much, Siddharth. It was lovely having you on this show of us. And let's hope we inspire people. We keep inspiring people like this. And you're doing
Yeah.
some great work. So good luck with that.
Thank you, and really thank you, Taiki Sports Management, for inviting me to the show, and thank you, Yash, also for reaching out to me. And
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, and I think it's called behind the scenes, but we are right now in front of the camera. But yeah, I mean,
Yes.
that's how it is, right? So it's great that you're taking out grassroots leaders, and it's great to see that you're, it's great to give them that recognition that they deserve.
True,
Thank you.
true. Yes, thank you so much, Siddharth. And have a lovely evening, and we'll see each other soon sometime. So, good
Wish you
luck
same.
and take
Thank
care.
you. See you.
Stay safe.
Bye. Cheers. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, so that was our episode for today, and hope you all follow Sports Management IQ and stay with us. Reach out to us if you all need any help. Go follow, and there are many more new episodes that are coming up. So just stay tuned and good luck and have a lovely evening, guys. Bye.